So I'm finally back to benching 315 for reps. I want to talk about what I've been doing to achieve this, as well as what I plan to do over the next 2 to 3 months to get to all new levels. So anytime I try to reclaim strength that I've already had, I like to work in rep ranges that are not particularly challenging. So leading up to this lift, I was keeping my RP very low and I was keeping about 5 to 6 reps in the tank on any given set. Then about every week or so, I would do one challenging set just to kind of gauge where I'm at, and then I would go back to much easier work. Unfortunately, about a week ago, I did hurt myself a little bit in one of these testing sets. I was actually doing touch and go, which I haven't done in a while, and that aggravated a previous issue that I had. To heal this up, I just did a bunch of really slow eccentrics with a lighter weight, and I just upped the weight when I felt ready. This is convenient because I was already doing slow eccentrics across the board with my training, and so just implementing this as opposed to doing normal bench sets was pretty easy. As I regained the confidence to press again, I went back to my old working weight and found that it was just a little bit too light. Once I felt confident enough to try for 315, I just did it for a few reps just to see where I was at. So like I said, this is probably an RPE 7, and so I'm probably going to drop the weight back down to be in that target range. Outside of doing this low RPE work, which is largely just skill acquisition for me at this point, I am doing my first phase of triphasic, which is focused on eccentric overload. For those of you who are not familiar with triphasic, there are distinct phases: the eccentric phase, isometric phase, and concentric phase. Usually these are done in short off-season windows, but I have a lot more time to focus on the eccentric phase, and so that's what I'm doing. It also just so happened to be the thing that helped my injury heal the most, and so I'm kind of doubling down on this to make sure that my joints are ready to push heavier weights. I'm planning on hitting 405 again in the near future, and considering it's been years since I've touched that kind of weight, I think my tendons need to acclimate to that. Slow eccentrics are not only beneficial for increasing your strength, but also building your tendons' ability to handle that weight. So I'm just going to milk these slow eccentrics for as long as I can to make sure that I'm ready for the next step. And once things slow down, I'll move on to isometrics. If you guys have any interest in what I do for my eccentric phase, I can definitely put up videos for that. But at the end of the day, I am combining my eccentric phase with just a little bit of normal repetitions just to get that skill set back. I've added a significant amount of muscle in the upper body since I was benching in the low 400s, so I just need to teach my body how to use that muscle that I've acquired. This tends to take more time than I'd actually like, but at the end of the day, it's a process I have to go through one way or another. So instead of doing a pure eccentric phase, I figured I would throw in those practice sets as well and just shorten the process a little bit. I'm probably going to be ending my bulk the next 2 to 3 months, and so I don't have enough time to get to the maximum amount of weight I could use, but I do think I could set some new PRs by that time. If you guys want to see me hit some new PRs, follow along, and hopefully they'll be coming soon.